Welcome back. Sorry, Michigan college students, but it looks like you're going to have to start eating a lot more ramen noodles. A recent signed minimum wage reform act is forcing colleges to make major cuts to student employment programs.
The act is going to raise Michigan's current $7.40 minimum wage to $9.25 by January 1st of 2018. Here to explain the effect of all this, Bonham of campusreform.org. Caleb, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So how does this work exactly?
Yeah, so in Michigan, they passed the minimum wage increase. It's going to increase wages from the $7.40 currently to $8.15 in September, and then top out at $9.25 in 2018. But what we're seeing at the Leadership Institute's campus reform is that this is already directly affecting college students. At Saginaw Valley State University in Michigan, they came out and said that this increase is going to cost the university $760,000 annually to pay for on-campus student employment. And now the university has two choices. They came out and said, we are either going to have to give students fewer hours to work, or we're going to have to hire fewer students and get rid of the ones that we can't afford.
Well, there are 11 states, we'll put this up on the screen, 11 states right now with a minimum wage of $9 an hour. That will roll out by 2018. But you know the argument, Caleb, right, that most people affected by a minimum wage hike are those who have kids at home. They're in their mid to late 30s, and it's not students looking for summer jobs. What do you say to those people?
Well, exactly. Exactly. Minimum wage, people that work in minimum wage positions in America, half of them are under the age of 25. And millennials are going out into a job market where they're seeing ages 18 to 29 are facing a 15% unemployment rate. And I'll tell you this, only a politician or a liberal activist could make sense of the idea that to help the unemployed, to help those that are looking for jobs, you need to make them more expensive to hire. This is an absolute burden to the students, and we're seeing it all across the country.
Well, there's no question the minimum wage decreases the number of jobs, but here's the conservative case in favor of the minimum wage, wondering your take on it. This is a welfare state, so we're going to make up the difference in pay through welfare benefits, food stamps, housing vouchers, flat-out money transfers, disability. So why shouldn't the employer foot the bill for people's livelihood rather than taxpayers?
Well, exactly. Here's the idea. If an employer wants to increase the wage of his employees, he should do so. That's what stimulates the economy. But this is a dictate. This is some sort of mandate handed down by the government. And politicians do not know how much an employer should be paid. And this is the problem that we're seeing. They come through and they demand an increase to help out those poor, starving, ramen noodle eating students. We're going to give them more money. But then what happens? The university has to backfill that from somewhere. So they can either decrease the benefits that their high-paid administrators are receiving, which isn't going to happen, or they can increase tuition costs. And when they increase the tuition costs, it ends up hurting the very students that they were trying to help by increasing their minimum wage. It's a vicious circle, and it all fails.
Huh. We know the universities don't raise tuition costs at all.
Just like 100 times the rate of inflation.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, Caleb, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Have a great weekend.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.